Yo, what up? This your boy Kenneth Stones, aka Coffee Weaston.
This your boy DOE, Good Brother Bowl.
And we are the Dirty Hills. You already know, man, you tuning in to 11:30 podcast. Mm-hmm. Not 7:30, but 11:30.
Dude, that's my job. Not 7:30, but 11:30.
Yeah. And you have been Dirty Hills approved.
Perfect.
Yo, what it do, everybody? It's your man Dre, aka Dre on Wheels. Y'all already know what it is. Welcome back, everyone, to a live edition of the 11:30 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling. What's good? How everybody doing out there? Good afternoon. It's Friday. We made it back here, you guys. It's a live edition, like I said, of Talk Pro Wrestling. Thank everyone for tuning in and everyone who's about to be tuning in. Appreciate it so much, man. Everyone who's tuning in on YouTube, if you're new to the podcast and if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button down below. Yes, like it, leave a comment, and do all that great stuff. And don't forget to follow the 11:30 podcast on all social media platforms. But you guys, like I said, man, it's Friday. I made it back here for Talk Pro Wrestling. Man, oh man. And a lot of people probably scratching their head right now and was like, man, yo, Dre, man, you doing a live episode of Talk Pro Wrestling? Yes, man, a live episode. For everybody who know me, I like to sit behind the computer and, you know, do my tricks or whatnot. So, which I get a lot of praise for. And I think a lot of people, I think everyone, for enjoying the 11:30 podcast and tuning in each and every week. But like I was saying, man, everyone scratching their head like, he live, man. Yes. I think it was yesterday, man. I was, going to record the podcast, but I was just like, bro, I'm just exhausted. You know what? I'm just going to take this day to myself. And I just said, you know what? This morning, actually, coming from my doctor's appointment, I was scratching my head. It was like, okay, because next week is going to be the last episode before the break. So I was like, man, should I just take a break off this week, take this week off and come back next week? But I was just like, you know what, man, if I'm going to end the podcast and close it out next week with that episode, then I might as well just keep it going on. But yeah, that's how it came about me doing a live episode here today, man. So I appreciate everyone tuning in this week. We're going to be chopping it up about everything wrestling this week and this weekend for everyone who's listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I thank you guys so much. Remember to leave a 5-star rating and follow the 11:30 podcast on Spotify. But once again, it is Friday, man, and I was just saying that I was coming back from my doctor's appointment earlier, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people, I'm not going to really get into it, but one thing really stood out because I was just sitting in traffic on the Metro Access, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people may have or maybe watching it on the news. There was a guy who was on top of the Frederick Douglass Bridge, and I was going to the doctor's this morning. Everything was fine. Coming back, closed. And I get on the news. This dude is on top of the bridge because of, they overturned Roe versus Wade. Not going to really get into that. But man, oh man, it's just what a day in the country, man. I tell you that though. But man, yeah, the dude up on top of the Frederick Douglass Bridge tweeting out stuff, and for real, like if this was the main podcast, that would be the WTF moment all the way. Like WTF. No, he's on top of the. Okay, all right. It's so much we're gonna get into this week, you guys, here on the 11:30 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling. We're gonna chop it up about some trending topics, man. For real, I'm gonna chat with you guys for a little bit. Anybody in the chat or whatever like that, man, what's going on? We're gonna get to the chat in a little bit. Anybody want to join, hit me up. But first up and foremost, I'm pretty sure everyone around the wrestling world, and hey, if you ain't even a fan of wrestling, or a fan of wrestling no more, you heard about the story about Vinnie Mac. Yes, Vince McMahon paid a former WWE employee $3 million hush money. A lot of people was like, yo, man, this man paid more money than he did to buy WCW. Like Vinnie Mac he a pimp though. But am I shocked? Am I shocked? No, I'm not shocked. Like I said, this past week on the main show, actually, when you guys done with this episode, go check that out for me, for real, for real. But yeah, man, am I shocked? No, I am not shocked. Not one bit. Not one bit am I shocked, man. Vince McMahon, everyone know, man, Vince McMahon in the Attitude Era, and when he came out there, it was just, man, he was pushing, he was pushing sex, and we all know sex sells, right? Yeah, and like I was saying, from women like Stacy Keibler, from women like Tori Wilson, women like Terry Reynolds, Trish Stratus. It was here in DC when when he made her bark like a dog and stuff like that, and it was really crazy, like really crazy. None of that stuff back then would fly in today's era of wrestling or sports entertainment or whatever. But nonetheless, man, I'm not surprised, not one bit. Not one bit. I'm not surprised at all, man. And over the last couple of weeks or so, Vince McMahon, been coming out on Monday Night Raw, been saying, man, I'm going to come out there. Well, it was last week on SmackDown. The announcement was made. He was going to come out there on SmackDown, and well, it really wasn't announced what he was going to say, but he came out there on SmackDown. A lot of people was going to be like, oh, okay, maybe he's going to go ahead and give a little nod to his daughter, who is now the new chief executive officer of World Wrestling Entertainment, and was like, okay, no, he didn't do that. He didn't do that, not one bit. And he came out there and just said, yo, man, the signature, then, now, and forever, and the last one together. And he just threw the microphone up and he just walked off. And then on Monday Night Raw, he came out there again, and which was really unexpected because they didn't announce that he was going to come out there this past Monday on Raw. But when he came out there this past Monday on Raw, he said John Cena was coming back. The 16-time world champion. I mean, Vinnie Mac, like your producers told us already. I mean, the production team, like the one hell of a production team that the WWE has, you guys told us that, John Cena was returning, and he still came out there and, was repetitive or something like that. So I'm like, man, what is really going on with Vinnie Mac? And then all of a sudden, he gets out the ring, and the picture that goes viral, my guy, shout out to my guy Blackheart from Off the Top of his podcast. I seen this photo right here, and I was like, yo, like the internet is just so undefeated, my guy. Like they so undefeated. My Vince McMahon, lean with it, rock with it, huh? Lean with it, rock with it. But yeah, he get out the ring, and it's a fan who's is behind the barricade. They take the picture of Vince McMahon, coming down, and boy, is that the shot right there. That is a viral shot, and a lot of things ran in my mind when I saw that, from the corner of the screen where he jumped down, and it was like, 70-something-year-old Vince, he's jumping down off steps, and he's coming out there making, certain type of messages to the WWE universe. I'm like, what's really going on? But obviously, we all know what's going on with him getting investigated by the board of directors, and him coming out there on Monday Night Raw and on SmackDown, to me, kind of making himself look good in a way. It's like, hey, board of directors, I know y'all investigating me or whatnot, but look at all these people, like I said, in Minneapolis or wherever they was at, Nebraska. They love me. These people love me. And boy, it was an ovation that he did get, so man, I say WTF all the way, man. WTF all the way. But yes, your interim CEO of World Wrestling Entertainment is Stephanie McMahon. And I would ask you guys, I'm going to go ahead and ask you guys, do you think Stephanie McMahon is going to make any major moves of her being CEO from the time being the interim CEO of World Wrestling Entertainment? I say that to say because of a couple of days ago, I believe it was yesterday, the news broke around maybe Thursday or Friday that yes, her husband, Paul Levesque, Triple H, man, multi-time world champion in the WWE, he's back. Rumors and reports that he walked into the Performance Center down in Orlando, Florida, and man, he said he's back. He's back, and this I wouldn't find this to be a surprise again in a way. With Stephanie McMahon taking, over of the WWE, and now obviously, like I said, Triple H is married to Stephanie McMahon. Well, they they've been married, but you get what I'm saying. They married, and I'm like, man, honey, man, look, put me back in charge of NXT. Like your big head father came in and tried to, put his 2 cents where it really didn't belong. And I said this to myself earlier. It seemed though not only Vince McMahon, not only Vince McMahon probably was satisfied with the job that Triple H was doing down in NXT. I'm pretty sure it was a lot of guys behind the scenes who probably was in Vince McMahon's ear. Some of the yes guys who was like, yo, hey, Vince McMahon, like, he's doing a little too much down there. You feel me? Like, he got guys on the main roster. You talking about Randy Orton, John Cena. We talking about top tier guys that's in the business. They want to go down to NXT. They want to work with some of the guys down in NXT. You feel me? Like, and this has been said multiple times, though, and I totally agree with it, though. NXT was never was supposed to come the third brand, but indeed it did. It did become the third brand because of the creative mind behind the so-called third brand or developmental brand of Triple H. Putting everything together from takeovers to storylines. It was just brilliant, man. And you're talking about the only show for a minute that a lot of people were watching in WWE before Roman Reigns came about, before he was telling everyone to acknowledge him, and before Riddle and before Bianca, before all that, man. It was NXT. Everybody tuned in on a Wednesday. It was Thursday at one point, but everybody tuned in, man, to see what was going to happen next for NXT. And I think, man, NXT, they slightly going back on the road. Starting, I believe, next week or so. Yeah, the first week of July, they're going to be going back on the road. I'm kind of interested to see how that does, because I was a fan of NXT in the Full Sail. I know a lot of people were kind of like, I'm glad they got out of it. But to me, that just gave a more buzz, a more of traction to me. Far as a fan viewing the live audience, it gave a more buzz than the Performance Center, which they're using right now for NXT. And I think them going back there would be so much better. So much better. But you guys, what do you guys look forward to for Triple H returning to WWE? Stephanie McMahon, obviously, the interim chief executive officer of World Wrestling Entertainment, man. So, hey, man, that is going to be something. That is definitely going to be something. And I hope you could definitely change and turn around NXT, man. For real. But we're gonna move on here on the podcast, man. Spent a better 10 minutes on Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, or the McMahon family saga in WWE. But as I move on, you guys, man, I know a lot of people, man. I know a lot of people out there like, bro, are they really gonna keep doing this match, man? Are they really gonna keep doing it, man? Like, look here. I said the shit myself. I said the shit my damn self, bro. Yo, like, it's crazy, man. Like, it is so crazy. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for the, I don't know how many times, you guys, but this match is supposed to be going down, and Brock Lesnar has challenged the tribal chief Roman Reigns for the WWE Undisputed Heavyweight Championship of the world at SummerSlam, July 30th in Nashville, Tennessee. And this match is a last man standing match. Now, some of everybody out there are biting this one, and it's like, okay, let's see where this goes. Now, everybody out there like, do we really got to see this again? We saw this at WrestleMania 3 times. This past year was one. And the first time where Roman was so green that Brock Lesnar just ate his ass up and the Suplex City was invented. And I think that other year, I think it was WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans, where they went one-on-one in the main event. And now here we go again. And I believe Roman took on Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, if I'm not wrong. But nonetheless, though, we got this matchup going up again, and it just seems though Brock Lesnar was just he was a call-in for this one. He was a call-in, and to my knowledge, they probably was going to go with the whole Roman Reigns and Randy Orton storyline, where Riddle just took on Roman Reigns last week on SmackDown. The Tribal Chief smashed him 1, 2, 3. That was that. And Randy will come in and that match. Excuse me, that match that happened last week on SmackDown was a kind of like, okay, Riddle, like you doing good. We giving you this title match, and Randy get it at SummerSlam. And obviously this ties in with the whole bloodline and the whole story there. But Randy Orton is out, and we don't know, are we going to ever see Randy Orton in a WWE ring again? But some people say, yo, man, it could have just been Riddle who could have, took this spot for Brock Lesnar. But yo, man, if you're talking about main event matches at a SummerSlam, I mean, hey, like whatever choice do they really have though? But I feel like when this match is over, it's going to end something how the Money in the Bank match ended last year between Roman Reigns and I believe who he was facing, Edge or something like that. I don't remember. But yeah, Roman Reigns was facing someone. He beat him and acknowledged me. Out come John Cena. And everyone went crazy. So for some reason, they're going to be at the football field. And I got someone really big. I mean, obviously, The Rock. I mean, I'm going to say The Rock name 50,000 times because that's my guy. Like that's my guy. So, that'll be a perfect time to start up this rivalry between this whole rivalry and going into WrestleMania build, man. I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously Drew McIntyre is supposed to be taking on Roman Reigns, I believe a little over a month later at the WWE International show. So, but come on, guys, man. What you guys' thoughts on this one, though? Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. I've seen a couple of images floating around on social media with these guys. And I saw it this past April when WrestleMania was here, and they were just having so many Photoshop pictures of Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns for the I don't know how many time, bro. Like, oh man, I understand Brock Lesnar is they go to man. I really do. I really understand that's they go to man. But boy, oh boy, I don't know. I don't know where that one gonna go, man. I just want to hear you guys' thoughts when SmackDown ended last Friday, and I was like, okay, there's still some time on the clock. And Roman Reigns grabbed the mic and he was like, what it was that, Minnesota or something like that, wherever. And it was like, acknowledge me. And I was like, okay, somebody coming out right here. And Brock Lesnar came out and I was like, really? And then come to think of it, yeah, he is from Minneapolis, but really, like, we really doing this over again. Then we had Happy Corbin take on Madcap Moss, which I think he could. You talk about people who got name changes. I think Madcap could go for a name change and some good ass music. I think he can really be it though. He did well in the WWE Combine a couple of years ago, but man, which Omos and Bianca, a couple, they were in it, but I think that could just be, switched all up and. I don't know. I really don't know, man. Like I just said, I came on this week, give my little thoughts about this past week, but wrestling, man, and that was another reason why I didn't do the episode initially when I did it, because I was just like, man, what's going on, man? Like, I mean, Raw got what they got going on. Obviously, Cody Rhodes is out right now because of the injury, and it's supposed to be 9 months. He may make her sooner return. And I was hearing that they're going to give my man Cody the Triple H treatment, which Triple H, when he tore his quad, back in 2001 and returned in 2002 at Madison Square Garden, and they went crazy for him, man. They went crazy. But not only that, WWE filmed his surgery and, gave you updates and, used it in video packages. And it was like, and especially when it was the time for him to return, it was like, coming soon, Triple H. And it kept saying coming soon. So it was like, when are he coming back? And then it was like 2 weeks away or the next week. And I was like, oh shit. So, Cody's out right now. A lot of people is injured right now, man, in wrestling. A lot of people. Cody right now. We heard on Dynamite this past week that Bryan Danielson, he's injured. He won't be at Forbidden Door, nor will he be at Blood and Guts. CM Punk is out. I mean, Rhea Ripley is out. Hearing that she has a brain injury or so, some sort of say. Like a lot of people is really injured right now, man. And I'm just hope all these guys, man, take it safe. Nowadays with wrestling, us fans, man, let's go. We want chair shots. We want to put them through. It was so funny. I gotta mention, it was so funny a couple of weeks ago in Hell in a Cell. It was the Madcap Moss and Baron Corbin match. The fans shitted on the match at the end because they did not pull out a table. And obviously, I talked about this. We talk about this. My guy Blackheart, Warren Marlowe on commission when we do it. And definitely Warren specifically said this a lot too. It's like you got 8 matches on the card. Although this is a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, I mean, y'all gonna use a table for every single match or so? No, we're not. And if the only Hell in a Cell match is the main event, we're gonna use the table spot there. So it's like, man, fans now they don't appreciate what you go out there and do. Whether it's a promo, whether it's a 2-minute match, like, man, they put their body on the line and come on, man, be grateful enough. For real, man. Be grateful enough. But you guys, man, we're gonna move on here on Talk Pro Wrestling, you guys, man. Yes. We're going to move on and talk pro wrestling. I just want to let everybody know that, yes, a new show that's coming to the 1130 Podcast YouTube channel. Yes, it's called Beyond 1130. It's coming this fall, man, streaming on the 1130 Podcast here on the 1130 Podcast YouTube channel, man. It's going to be dope topics, talking sex, parenting, because, I'm about to be a dad and stuff like that. We're talking relationships. We're talking trending topics, current events, just like I was talking about at the start of the show with the dude, if some of you haven't seen, with the dude on top of the Frederick Douglass Bridge here in D.C. Like, I'm trying to get back home from my doctor's appointment this morning. 9 o'clock this morning. I'm up 7 o'clock. No, I got up 6:30. I mean, we sitting in traffic for a little bit. I'm like, damn, like, what is going on? But yeah, Beyond 1130, man, for real, it's coming this fall. So definitely check it out. Tune into it. Right after I come back from my break, I definitely be reaching out on a little bit. Right after I come back from my break or so, I'll be reaching out to a lot of people to say, yo, man, if you want to come on, you want to chop it up with me, what's up, man? So we're going to definitely do that, man, for real. Another shout out too, man. Shout out to my guy, Alex Kane, man, for real. The MLW open weight champion. If you haven't seen the episode that he was on right here on the 1130 Podcast, tap in with him and check it out, man. It was a dope vibe chopping it up with my guy. He was on the Jabba Tears Podcast. Shout out to the Jabba Tears Podcast. He was on OTTR. Shout out to Off the Top Ropes Podcast. So I had to bless him here on the 1130 Podcast. So, man, it was a dope time, man, for real. So if you haven't done so already, check that episode out, man, for real. You dig, man? Yo, this was a dope show. This has been a dope show for real, man. But I'm gonna step away for a quick commercial break, you guys. And when we come back, we're going to continue chopping it up, man. Or when I come back, we're going to continue chopping it up, for real. This is going to be dope. Don't move, you guys. You're listening and you're watching to the 1130 Podcast, you dig? Let's go. Let's go.
Well, you
just learned something today. Rhino, the vagina is a muscle. It has to be misogyny. You know, you ever heard of muscle memory? You use their Kegel balls.
Like when you in it, when you inside of it, they can actually squeeze on you while you're inside of it, bro. That's a fucking muscle reflection.
Rhino, what the fuck?
8 million hands sanitized. 1 million faces protected. 400,000 rail cars disinfected. We're humming right along, keeping you safe when you ride Metro.
Yo, what up? This your boy Kenneth Stones, a.k.a. Coffee Weeson.
This your boy, the D.O.E. Good Brother Bowl.
And we are the Dirty Hills. You already know, man, you tuning in to 11:30 podcast. Mm-hmm. Not 7:30, but 11:30.
Dude, that's my job. Not 7:30, but 11:30.
Yeah. And you have been Dirty Hills approved.
Yeah. Yo, we back here on the 11:30 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling. Appreciate everyone sticking with me throughout the short commercial break, man. For real, we doing it up here. We live. Yes, man, we live. Like my man Buzzing with Marlo say every time he get on, we live. Yeah, man, we live here. Appreciate everyone joining me this week here on Talk Pro Wrestling, man. This was a great one. This has been a great one so far. But before we move on, a little bit more shout outs to give out. Shout out to the Get It Off Your Chest podcast. Yes, the Get It Off Your Chest podcast. My guy Rhino, CJ Turry, the crew over there at Get It Off Your Chest podcast. Tap in with the crew, man. They delivering some dope content, some dope episodes. So make sure you get at them. Also, July 29th, Off the Top Roads podcast, O2TTR. Let me say, I hope I said that right. OTTR? Yeah, okay. Yeah, they return July 30th, man. Excuse me, July 29th. July 30th is SummerSlam. They returned the night before SummerSlam. So make sure you get at them, man, and catch up on previous episodes. And also, my guy, Buzzing with Marlo. Yes, man, he got some dope episodes out. Go check out the dope 100th episode that he put out. And check out the episode with Commission Talks, man, for real. Get caught up, catch up before the whole new season returns because it's going to be a banger, man. For real, it's definitely going to be a banger. But you guys, man, I'm back here on Talk Pro Wrestling, man. Here this week, chopping it up with you guys. Also, what's going down this week in wrestling, you guys. With the big event that's going down this coming Sunday. Yes, this coming Sunday, AEW. I said Commission Talks. We on break right now. We on break. Yeah. Oh, man. See, that's what happens when it's live, man. Live. Everything can go wrong when it's live, man. But nonetheless, big weekend that's coming up for all the pro wrestling addicts out there, the pro wrestling fans. Oh, man. All over the AEW galaxy. All right. Yes, AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling presents the Forbidden Door. It's going down Sunday at the United Center in Chi-Town, man. I know a lot of people, especially my guys from Commission Talk, are definitely going to be tuning in, and a lot of people are going to be tuning in this coming Sunday. Pro wrestling had this event before where it was two companies coming together, putting on an event. I believe Ring of Honor did this. Ring of Honor and New Japan Pro Wrestling, I believe they did it at Madison Square Garden, if I'm not mistaken. But nonetheless, we're going to have this event, the Forbidden Door. Shout out to the Clock Street Wrestling Podcast. They had a new episode out today. If you haven't tapped in with them, tap in with them, man. They got a great conversation and great topic about the Forbidden Door pay-per-view. There's everything going into it. I don't want to steal what they got going on, but I just want to mention something that they got. And the question was, is this pay-per-view worth your $50? I know some of you probably saying, man, look at bro, you being cheap, man. You can't purchase this pay-per-view. They only have, 4 or 5 a year, unlike WWE, who got a pay-per-view every 2, 3, 4 weeks or whatever, right? Yeah, I know. I mean, look at I'll be the first one to be like, bro, like they need a streaming platform, though. But is this pay-per-view worth my $50? To me, no. Now I'm gonna tell you why. To me, and it's just my opinion. Now, some people, like I said, everybody out there in the AEW galaxy, or just them diehard wrestling fans, man, like this is worth their $50. Like I'm not a casual, I'm a casual fan when it comes to New Japan Pro Wrestling. I'm not a diehard fan. I know New Japan Pro Wrestling they tell their stories, but a lot of matches I seen in New Japan. I mean, that's just me. Some of them, and a little bit too much for me is false finishers. I can see a guy where he goes for he call out his finisher move, or that's what he attempting to do for about 12 times, and he get it the last time. So I mean, like that's cool. I mean, I don't want to see him hit his finisher 10 times, but I mean, like, I'm a little lost. Like, I understand that New Japan Pro Wrestling has came back and on TV, and they're airing right after Impact. I watch Impact when I can. I haven't still got around to Slammiversary, which I've seen a bunch of clips off social media this past week. Crazy, real crazy. But yeah, man, I'm really not a big New Japan Pro Wrestling fan. I don't know none of these guys. Okada, some of these guys that came out this past week or that have been coming out over the last couple of weeks, I know nothing about. Now, I've heard of them from being on AEW prior. I heard of them just in the wrestling community, but to be on a shock value and like no, like I'm like, oh, okay. You feel me? Like I understand this is a Forbidden Door pay-per-view, and we getting one company versus another, but to me, like I'm just not. I'm just not feeling it. But I know a lot of people out there that's loving this, a wrestling promotion that they love, and a new wrestling promotion that's been around for the last 2.5, 3 years, going on 3 years. People are really ecstatic because hey, WWE won't pull nothing out they had like this. They wouldn't do nothing like this. And if they did, they would buy the company and then be like, they have something like WWE and WCW presents Forbidden Door or some shit like that. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on, though. But another thing it was like, I think that Okada, he was in the middle of the ring, and I think he's going to take on Jon Moxley for the interim AEW championship. And I was like, yo, bro, like my man don't look like he my man don't look like he ready to be, wrestling. He got the big slacks on. He don't look like he know what the hell is going on though. Like I don't know. I really don't know. It just had to take some more time or take some time to grow on me though. But is this worth my $50? No. One thing somebody else mentioned, I think this pay-per-view right here, maybe someone else has a little bit to do with it, but I think this pay-per-view right here is the reason why the momentum of Warlow has went away. I mean, yeah, him wrestling fucking 30 security guards, like, really? And then stacking them all. Like, come on, bro. Like, find something else to do. Now, I don't know if the program between him and MJF was completely over after MJF came out there and laid that, pipe bomb down. I don't know. But after what was it? Double or Nothing, Warlow stock has just dropped. I mean, he was the hottest thing going on in AEW. And to me, it just seems like everything just sort of just at a stalemate right now. It's just at a stalemate. But like I said, man, I'm not gonna be the guy to shit on no product. But because to be honest with you, it's some great matches on this card. I mean, I'm just asking, is it worth my 50? Nah, not really. But it's some really, really great matches on the card, man. We talking about the fatal 4-way match for the IWGP Championship. I don't think I probably got everybody's names together right now. I know it's Adam Cole, Jay White, man. See, off the top of my dome, I can't think of everybody who's going to be in the match though. But man, it's sick. Hangman Adam Page, I believe, and it's somebody else. Somebody else, man. I cannot think of it off the top of my head, man. Cannot think of it off the top of my head. The triple threat matchup for the I think it was for the Ring of Honor tag team titles or so. Man, like everything is going down, man. Everything is going down. Jon Moxley versus Okada. Just bro, like I said, I ain't got the I wish I should have brought it up. I don't have the picture with every single matchup that's going down this coming Sunday at Forbidden Door. But bro, man, it's some dope ass matches that's going to be on the card. Everyone, let me know, what match are you excited for Forbidden Door, and who you think will walk out of Forbidden Door, the new AEW interim World Heavyweight Champion, because CM Punk ain't giving up the title. He was like, man, I just won it. And like I said, I don't think he should have been wrestling on them Dynamites. Every single week, he was opening up the show. Every single week. CM Punk coming out. CM Punk coming out. CM Punk. If it wasn't CM Punk, it was Adam Cole. Baby. I just got to do that. I love that. But yeah, if it wasn't CM Punk, it was Adam Cole that was coming out. So it was like, man, CM Punk, he could have took a chill pill for, some time. And then obviously he won the title a couple of nights prior. If he was in W, obviously he's not. But if he was, and you've seen after a big pay-per-view, such as like Double or Nothing for AEW, and I was just talking to my man Kenny, and my man Kenny was like, Double or Nothing is kind of like they SummerSlam. And in a way, I look at Double or Nothing as they WrestleMania. Because if anybody ever seen the WrestleMania anthology, how WrestleMania came about, WrestleMania was a gamble. And so was Double or Nothing. Like, the chips is the gamble, the dice is there. You feel me? And All Out is they SummerSlam, it's SummerSlam. Because, we're going all out, it's hot, So that's how I look at it, though. But, yeah, man, I just think you should have just took a chill pill, man. But hope a speedy recovery for CM Punk, man. Another person I gotta mention, well, it's a bunch of matches. Like I said, everyone, let me know what matches you excited for. But Edge right now is obviously probably taking some little time off right now, getting booted out of Judgment Day because of some other creativities that WWE had in mind. But on the AEW side, we got Christian. He just turned on Jungle Boy, cursed out his sister last week, and now, it was the promo of the night, if you ask me. I mean, if you ask me, it was the promo of the night, man. And someone said it, and it was like, bro, somebody need to get this guy a contract for writing, man. And man, the dude wrote it, and literally when it came on TV, Christian said everything the dude was literally, saying. Christian causing him the matchup in a battle royal. Jungle Boy costing Christian a matchup in a battle royal. Then he also cost them a chance at the world title or whatnot. And Christian was like, man, I'm not going to sit by and just let somebody just keep trying to, get over on me, man, for real. And whatever I don't want to jump here, but whatever he said to Luchasaurus, this shit got good, man. This shit got good. And I'm not really on Twitter like that, but I need to get on as far as, the podcast to boost it up. But he was like, yo, man, y'all just sit at home on y'all keyboards and y'all think y'all know about the business. Y'all don't know shit about the business, man. Y'all don't know nothing about the business. I was like, okay, Christian. Okay. Like, all right. Like sitting to the side week after week, man, coming out there with Jungle Boy week after week, fired Christian up. That fired him all the way up, man. I wish I had a pitch in the Christian, man. Man, I wish I had a pitch in the Christian. But yeah, man, that was wild, man. That was indeed wild on Dynamite this past week, man. I was just like, okay. All right, man. Christian going all the way, man. He going all the way, man. But yeah, man, Forbidden Door is going down. I'm excited for it. You guys let me know. What you looking forward to for Forbidden Door, man? As we move on here on the 1130 podcast. Yeah, man. Blackheart be throwing everything at the screen right now. Like, I'm turning this right now. Yes, man. Elias made his return to Monday Night Raw this past Monday, and him and his brother Ezekiel had a good old conversation. Not only that, Elias, he had a concert, man, for real. I don't know if anybody here in the background. It seemed like the ice cream truck is somewhere around here, though. But yeah, nonetheless, Ezekiel, man. I'm digging this. I'm digging this whole storyline and I'm digging all of it. I'm digging all of it for me because for me and me being like a geek of television and editing and production and stuff, I kind of like want to know how they did this in a way. I kind of like think I know how they did it. Obviously, Elias, Ezekiel, same person. Whoever was playing Elias, that's a lookalike that looks like Elias. I know it sounds total crazy, but I like the story. How I think who Becky, they showed it on WWE's.com or WWE.com and on WWE social media page. How not only Kevin Owens is sort of like, yo, man, what is going on here? Ezekiel, Elias, Ezekiel. You had Becky Lynch to step in and was like, yo, Ezekiel was always here. Something just happened and where he pretended to be Elias and then he's back as Ezekiel. Like, it's and that's some WWE writing for you. Not really that good at all, though. But the fact that he's making this work and the fact that it is working is that hey, look at, man. That's all I gotta say, man. That's all I gotta say right there, for real. Vince McMahon making everybody lean with it, rock with it, man, for real. That picture was too funny. Picture was too funny, man. There's a bunch of them that's out there right now, but that one right there, okay, all right. Oh man. Okay, all right. Before I wrap it up and roll on out of here, you guys, next weekend it's going down. Money in the Bank. Yes, it's going down at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. We got the men's and women's Money in the Bank ladder matches. Not only that, we got a couple of championship matches. We got we did have Rhea Ripley taking on Bianca Belair, but we will have Carmella, who won a fatal 5-way match, or with all the women who's in the women's Money in the Bank. They competed it and to crown a new number one contender for Bianca's Belair Women's Championship. So it's going to be Carmella taking on, taking on Bianca Belair. And on the SmackDown side, we got Natalya taking on Ronda Rousey. The Street Profits, they looking to take the tag team titles, the undisputed tag team titles from the day ones, the Usos, man, for real. They the twos, y'all the ones, man. I dig it. But who you guys think is going to win the men and women's Money in the Bank match, ladder match? Okay, as far as the men go, I mean, I think Austin Theory, was he the only one who was qualified? I'm really not sure. I totally forgot, man. I totally forgot. I just know like a majority of the women has qualified or whatnot. And man, obviously Big E won it last year. So many guys that, haven't won it. I would love to see Kevin Owens win it. I think Kevin Owens needs to win this. It's Kevin Owens' time. Like, after what he did at WrestleMania, the lead in the WrestleMania, and had a chance to get in the ring with Stone Cold, he's the only guy has gotten the ring with Stone Cold Steve Austin. The last person, The Rock. I'm talking about a match. A match. And it was The Rock. So kudos to my guy, Kevin Owens, man. Get him the briefcase, man. Give him the briefcase and let him run with it. Let him run with it. Obviously, rumors were it was supposed to be Cody Rhodes, but Cody Rhodes that got injured and tore a pec, so he's gonna be out for some time, and most likely he'll win the Royal Rumble, go on to maybe main event WrestleMania, which is totally fine because we can get the belt sooner. Well, I don't want to say sooner because there's a lot of shaky things that's going on, but we can take that title off of Roman Reigns. November-ish, January. I say November. That means because you give everybody who's in that spot as the champion some time to grow as a champion, some time to elevate before the Rumble and definitely before WrestleMania season, because Roman Reigns and The Rock, if they're going to go with that for WrestleMania Hollywood for next year, it doesn't need a title. It doesn't need a title, not one bit. Roman Reigns versus The Rock, that is the title. That is who's the head of the table? That is the title. That is the title of the match, man. So, I'm gonna say Kevin Owens. I know the men Money in the Bank jump haven't really formed all the way together, but Kevin Owens, man, I'm loving the job he's doing. I'm really, really loving the job he's doing. Far as the women goes, I'm gonna have to say Liv Morgan, and I think none of the other women. I don't want to say none of them, but I think it's Liv Morgan time. I think it was the Royal Rumble earlier this year where she was taking on Becky, big time Becky, and WWE went to go interview her family. They went to go talk to her mom and whatnot. And I was like, okay, they putting the story together here, and maybe Liv Morgan got a chance on this. No, they pulled the rug from under her, or maybe the rug wasn't even under her to begin with, huh? But yeah, nonetheless, she did not win the Raw Women's Championship. So I think this will be a great time. I think everyone else in that match has either done it or just about done so. Alexa, this will be a bounce back for Alexa, but I think Alexa is a little bit, this ain't my Alexa, but I'm open to like Alexa again. The music has definitely changed. She had surgery on her face, I believe. It's just like, okay. I mean, like, hey, I'm interested. I'm interested to see where this new Alexa goes. I'm really interested to see where it goes, man. Money in the Bank is going down next weekend, man. So leave a comment and tell me what you guys think and who indeed will be cashing in on the Universal Heavyweight Champion, whether it be Roman Reigns or whether it be a champion down the line, a future champion down the line. Who knows, man? We are definitely going to find out, and we're definitely going to see, man, who is going to be. This was a dope one, man. Dope one. Appreciate everyone tuning in this week here on the 1130 podcast, you guys, man. Yo, a reminder, once again, Hold on, let me get it right here, you guys. This thing about going live and this thing about being live. But nonetheless, yes, a reminder that a new show that's coming to the 1130 podcast YouTube channel, Beyond 1130, man. Coming soon this fall. Yes, man, for real. It's coming this fall, man. I can't wait. Tune in, man. Yo, this was a great one, man. Thank everyone for tuning in this weekend to talk pro wrestling. As I chopped it up, man, give my opinion. I had a guest, man. That's why I say I don't like telling people my guests, or not even telling people, or just getting too excited. I had a guest. He got booked for something else. He didn't even let me know. I'm like, I'm not salty. I'm just like, you going to hit me up and let me know? Oh, man. But yes, this was a great one. Hey, look at, man, I don't even need a guest when it comes to this wrestling thing, man. I just sit here, chat it up with you guys. Oh man, I need some water now. Chat it up with you guys and have fun, man. For real. It's Friday. The weekend is upon us. I might go outside and give me some from the ice cream truck. I just might. Yo, man, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy SmackDown tonight. Independent pro wrestling that's going down all over the country, whether you're in Florida, New York. Shout out to the WrestleFest. They did a thing this past weekend. Texas, wherever you at, man, enjoy independent wrestling and support independent pro wrestling, man, for real. Indeed, man, and definitely, indeed. This was going to be a dope one. I see you guys next week here for the final show before I take a break, man, and I'm definitely going to enjoy it. When I come back, I'm going to tell you all about me becoming a dad and much more. The final show before the break also, like I said, both shows of the main show and the wrestling show will be streaming next week. The 11:30 podcast, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10:30 Central. And Talk Pro Wrestling next Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 Central, man, for real. Definitely tune in. I'm always tongue-tied and excited, man, for real. But before I go, you know what time it is. Don't forget to follow the 11:30 podcast, you guys, man, on all social media platforms. Follow me on Twitter, you guys. Yes, follow me on Twitter at the 11:30 podcast. Like the 11:30 podcast on Facebook and subscribe to the 11:30 podcast YouTube channel. Yes, right here on YouTube. If you haven't done so this entire episode, what you waiting for, man? Subscribe, man, for real. Subscribe. And also follow me on Instagram at the 11:30 podcast _ I made this announcement many times. I got hacked last year, blocked the other 11:30 podcast. For real. If you kind of like stroll down, you'll kind of see what's up. But yeah, block that one. Follow me on IG at the 11:30 podcast _ If you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or iHeartRadio, make sure you subscribe, share it, leave a 5-star rating, and a review, man, for real. This was a dope one. I'm about to head on out of here. And once again, you guys, I'm about to head on break, and the 11:30 podcast will be returning this fall, man, for real. Oh, man, I'm excited. And I'm thirsty, too. Yo, man, this was definitely a great one. I'm about to head on out of here. Stay blessed. Stay safe. Give all the glory to God, man. Won't he do it? Yo, it's your man Dre, a.k.a. Dre on Wheels. And I'm out. Stay safe, everyone.